Good morning! Halika, magkape tayo. Welcome to the Morning Coffee with Father Jerry. Our reflection for today is taken from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. It says, As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are only needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Thus far is the reading for today's Gospel reflection. What is it for us? What is God's message for us today through this text just read? First of all, the whole story in the Gospel related to us shows a clash of different temperaments or different kinds of personalities. We have never allowed enough for the place of temperament in religion. Some people are naturally dynamos, super active. Others are naturally quiet and slow. It is hard for the active person to understand the person who sits and contemplates. And the person who is devoted to quiet times and meditation is apt to look down on the person who would rather be active and on the go. There is no right or wrong on this as portrayed in the gospel today. God did not make mistake in his creation. God did not make everyone alike, not even look alike. We have our own different characteristics. One person may pray and another may sit with folded hands, and mine intends to think and pray. Both are serving God, and that's the most important thing. God needs Marys and Marthas in our lives too. So, the whole gospel portrayed to us, though it pictures out different kinds of personalities and personality traits and characters, but it is not about God's creation in conflict. No. These are the things that can be reflected on as we go on our sharing based in the gospel today. These verses shows us something more. They show us the wrong type of kindness. They show us the wrong type of kindness. Think where Jesus was going when this happened as a background. He was on his way to Jerusalem. What was at stake in Jerusalem? He was on his way to death or to his sacrifice and offering himself to the cross. He was on his way to fulfilling his mission on earth by dying on the cross. So psychologically, he needs some kind of warm welcome, soft understanding, peaceful atmosphere. He needs some kind of shoulder to lean on. He needs some people to listen to. He needs some people, some kind of special attention and sympathy, and so on. So his whole being was taken up with the intensity of the inner battle to bend his will and to the will of God, his Father. So when Jesus came to that home of Mary and Martha in Bethany, it was a great day. And Martha was eager to celebrate it by laying on the best the house could give to his friend Jesus. She made sure that the Lord, while staying in their house, she made sure that he would be uh, having some kind of luxury, special moment with the family of Martha and Mary. In short, she failed to understand at that very moment the background, the need of the Lord, why he was there in his house. The Lord was there in preparation for that final suffering of himself. He was on his way to the cross. While on the other hand, while on the other hand, uh, Martha was so eager to welcome the Lord, to acknowledge Him, and to make sure that the Lord is satisfied with all the preparations that her house or his household could offer to his friend. So she rushed and fussed and cooked, and that was precisely what Jesus did not want, because all Jesus wanted was for Mary and Martha to listen, and to listen to him alone. All he wanted was quiet moment with his friends, with the cross before him and with the inner tension in his heart. He had turned aside to Bethany to find an oasis of calm away from the demanding crowds, if only for an hour or two, and that is what Mary gave him, and what Martha, in her kindness, did her best to destroy it. One thing is necessary. Quite possibly, this means I don't want a big spread, one course. The simplest meal is all I want. It was simply that Mary understood and that Martha did not. So, well, we cannot make judgment on Martha. We cannot make some kind of statement that yes, Mary find the best place for Jesus, and then Martha did not because she was super busy trying to accommodate his friend Jesus. Because while Mary find a peace in her heart with the presence of his friend Jesus, Martha also, she was so busy trying to accommodate his friend. It was not a sin to prepare nice food and to become super busy because your friend is there. Because that's the normal way the world treats with people who are their friends visiting home. It pictures out or represents the way people act normally in a normal situation. It's just that Jesus this time was in need of a listening heart. Mary find the best place and Martha failed to recognize it. Tuloy natin. Here is one of the great difficulties in life. So often we want to be kind to people, but we want to be kind to them in our own way. And should it happen that our way is not the necessary way, hindi yung according to their needs, but according to our wants. That's the problem. We sometimes take offense and think that we are not appreciated, we are not acknowledged. If we are trying to be kind, the first necessity is to try to see into the heart of the person who is in need. Most of the time, because we wanted to help, we fail to see what kind of help the person is needing. Because most of the time, we wanted our own way of helping people, failing to see the particular need of that person who is needing us. So it should be the need of others should come first rather than our way of satisfying or helping their needs. Okay? Jesus loved Martha and Mary, both of them. Mary loved him, but when Martha set out to be kind, and it had to be her way of being kind, which was really being unkind to him, whose heart cried out for quiet and quiet moment. Brothers and sisters, it's a good thing to reflect and to challenge ourselves. Today, there are thousands of people who are in need. But most of the time, we are disappointed or feel unacknowledged because we were not uh, given the attention or the appreciation when we come to help others in need. Maybe we lack or we need to think on ourselves. When we help, it should be according to the needs of those people who are in need. Hindi pwede yung ang ating pamamaraan ang dapat masusunod, kundi ang pangangailangan ng mga taong nangangailangan. That's why most of the time we are disappointed. Sasabihin natin, nagtatampo tayo dahil hindi man lang tayo napasalamatan, hindi man lang tayo na-acknowledge. Then that's human frailties. But the most important thing is we challenge ourselves today and rethink our motivation when it comes to helping. Maybe people need food, not necessarily clothes this time around. Maybe people today need some important materials for to rebuild their houses rather than shoes and handkerchief na gusto nating itulong sa mga nangangailangan. And anyway, these are just my imagination dahil kailangan ang pangangailangan nila ang masusunod, hindi ang ating pamamaraan paano sila matutulungan. Sana to mga kapatid. Thank you. Good morning to all and see you tomorrow. Don't forget your coffee.